Howdy, TubeUbers. Today I want to talk to you about your television viewing habits. Uh, from week to week, or whatever, or if it's like a daily type show, um, I want to know what you're watching. Um, is there a show that's on once a week that you absolutely hate to miss, or you got a TiVo, or whatever it is you do? Pop a tape in the old VCR and hit record. Or is there a show on every day that you need to watch that if you miss, you're like, no? For me, I mean, I don't care what kind of show it is, I don't care what genre it falls in. I don't care if it's on Home and Garden Television or if it's on the Classics channel or anything like that. Um, just what are you watching? The one show I think I've watched the longest since I was little, would probably have to be Jeopardy. I love trivia shows. I'm a huge trivia buff. Uh, and that's on, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's new every night. So I try to always catch that, and I've been pretty good at doing that over the years. Um, there's also a show on History Channel that I really enjoy called American Pickers with Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz, where they own a company in Iowa called Antique Archaeology, and they basically just travel around the country and go to people and basically go through their junk and whatnot and buy stuff off them. I like shows like that as well because I like to know the history of items and stuff, and I love it when somebody's into something that they collect or something they do for a living and they're so knowledgeable about it. I mean, I love listening to people that know something about something that they're into. Um, Especially if I'm into it as well, because then the conversation can go on for hours. Uh, so, beyond that, though, really, I mean, there's a lot of shows I'd like to watch, but I just didn't catch them in time, like from the very beginning. So, I do a lot of my TV watching, like TV show watching, on like the DVDs and Blu rays when I buy them. Um, I would have loved to have started watching like Sons of Anarchy from the beginning and some of the sci-fi shows like Eureka, Warehouse 13, any of those kooky, wacky sci-fi type shows. I watched the first season of Walking Dead, and then they took like that year off to the second season, and that just pissed me off. I hate when shows do that. I used to be a huge fan of Lost, and then they took like that. The writers went on strike or something. And they took like a 6 to 9 month break or something, and I just stopped watching it. It's there's too much other stuff I have to do, whether it's DVD wise or Blu-ray wise, that I could watch that I don't need to wait for a show to come on. And another show that I watched that's actually in its mid-season finale or whatever the hell it was last week is The Comic Book Men, with of course Kevin Smith and the other guys from the Secret Stash in New Jersey. I think that's a really fun, cool show. Uh, Otherwise, I'm not sure there's really any other shows that I go out of my way to try to catch and stuff. The Adult Swim channel has some shows. They're like 12 minutes apiece that I enjoy watching. They're just so sporadic, and waiting for them to come out on DVD is like, damn near impossible because it seems like they take like 4 to 5 years to come out on DVD. There's a show with Chris Elliott called Eagleheart where he plays a U.S. Marshal. Hilarious. This season is absolutely fantastic. It's like a multi-episode season, so like every episode's connected to the last one, like one long story, and it is just brilliantly funny, and just some great stuff that they do on that show. Um, Otherwise, I guess I'm waiting for the new series of Doctor Who to start next year with Peter Capaldi as Doctor Who. Just kind of glancing over at my TV shows here, seeing if there's anything that's on nowadays still that I catch occasionally. Um, I like Anthony Bourdain. Uh, used to have a show on Travel Channel called No Reservations. I really like that show. He just basically travels around to different countries, which is something that I think would be amazing to do, and just, samples the culture and the food and everything else. And also Bizarre Foods with Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, because he eats a lot of shit that would never get near my mouth. I like that show too. Uh, Mysteries at the Museum is a pretty good show. Um, Hosted by Don Wildman. Talk about a lot of weird stuff at various museums around the country, uh, which is cool because once again, I like trivia and I like history and I like learning about things like that, especially stuff that I don't know about because knowledge is power, I suppose. Um, so yeah, I don't think there's any other shows. I have Game of Thrones. I have the first two seasons on Blu-ray, and I have yet to watch them. So yeah, but they're there, and I will get around to it. I just watched that three-part episode basically of the Black Friday, the South Park Black Friday, which had a big Game of Thrones influence to it, which was pretty fun. I hadn't watched South Park in a long time. Kind of like The Simpsons, it's like a show I used to watch every week, and then I just kind of lost interest in it, and I come back to it randomly. South Park, that is, not The Simpsons. I think they're way done. But yeah, Orphan Black was a really good show on BBC, but that second season doesn't come on till like spring or something of 2014, which kind of pisses me off. But I still got it on Blu-ray for super, super, super duper cheap. So and that's a great show. The girl that's in it, Tatiana Maslany, she should have won some awards somewhere, somehow, multiple times because she plays multiple characters in that show, and they are all different. It's a brilliant show. Uh, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not too big on any of like the current sitcoms, like The Big Bang Theories or the How I Met Your Mothers. Those just don't do it for me. The last time I watched a half-hour sitcom type thing was probably Seinfeld, which I absolutely love. I think that is easily one of my favorite shows of all time. I don't think there's a bad episode, and I think it's hilarious. I love the characters in that. Otherwise, though, for like sitcom watching, I usually stick with like the older shows, the Adam 12s, the Dragnets, and whatnot. Even like the I Dream of Genies, Bewitched, All in the Family. I just think shows back then were more, I don't know, they were just more well done. They just seemed to be more genuine than a lot of the shows that are on television today. So, yeah. So, what's some of the stuff, you watch? Do a video response. What's that? Hmm. Do a video response to this video if there's actually shows you watch. Otherwise, hey, just leave comments, subscribe, and thanks for watching, and happy holidays, and cheers.